by surprise. We have a pretty good excuse on why we want to get a short workout today. So in today's video I'll help you out on how to achieve superhuman strength. I've done this type of training myself recently when, for instance, I tried to achieve the muscle up world record. This is no joke. You don't need any weights, and this might even cut your training time in half. And in fact, it might not even be the best training program out there. There's probably better training programs out there. But for me personally, this has worked really well because it's simple and I think it can also help you. I'll give you 3 actionable steps that you can use to achieve great results. So step 1, the warm-up. Well, if you're one of those guys who skip the warm-up altogether, I have some good news for you, because in a warm-up you don't have to keep it extensive. For instance, you don't have to go 15 to 20 minutes. Personally for me, if we take my case where I tried to break the muscle up world record, what I did was I did 6 to 7 minutes of general warm-up, jogging to the gym or to the workout spot. That's basically getting your heart rate up and getting the blood flowing. Next up, what I did was hang from the bar, doing active hangs, warming up the upper back, as well as some pull-ups. Then I was ready for the muscle up. Now I'm not saying you should do the same, because you want to stay on your level. For instance, if you can't do muscle ups, sure, you're not there yet. And of course, if you are, well, now you have the example of how I did it. You can check the full muscle up world record attempt at the end of this video. But the point is to do a general warm-up and then few exercises and reps before the workout itself. And why do I say this? Well, what's the reason of doing warm-ups? Number 1 is of course to prevent injury. Now this is a very debated area where you have evidence of that it will prevent injuries, and on the other hand you have evidence that it doesn't prevent injury. And the next thing is that it would allow you to do more repetitions. Well, personally, I haven't found that it helps me to do more muscle ups, but it might help you if you do, for instance, push-ups before the bench press, or if you do like light squats before squatting, doing the 1 rep max. But in today's video, we are not discussing weights. We're forgetting about the weights, staying focused on the body weight training to achieve superhuman strength. Step 2, how much, how hard, and what should you train? Well, basically it's more important to train hard, and that is how many sets times repetitions you do compared to how many times you go and show up to the gym. So training volume is more important than the training frequency. So what that means is, for instance, so you should be doing for all major muscle groups 4 sets. So you have the arms, you have the shoulders, you have the chest, you have the upper back, you have the core, you have the legs. Now that might sound complex already, that you should be training all these different areas, but that's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that you should be using compound exercises, that you are targeting multiple muscle groups at the same time. That means that you do push, pull, and the legs. And also you get the core in there. You don't have to target the core specifically. You should be doing 4 exercises for the push and the pull and the legs. So that's what, 12 exercises with my bad math. And you might be doing 2 times per week the workout. So you would be doing on day 1, 2 push, 2 pull and 2 leg exercises, and the next day you do the same. And then how hard should you go? Well, I'm also to blame here, that I've said on this channel that you shouldn't push too hard, that you shouldn't go reps to failure. Well, today we're here to discuss on how to build superhuman strength, and we don't work out too much. We are just doing very short workouts. So here we actually want to go reps to failure. And here we can bring out the concept of RIRE and RPE. And RIRE stands for reps in reserve, and RPE stands for rate of preserved exertion. And they might sound complex, but they are very easy to understand. So let me just show you here. And RPE means that how hard does the workout feel? So when we go reps close to failure, that means that we are, for instance, at 7 or 8. But when in these type of workouts, when we want to achieve superhuman strength and we have short workouts, we want to be at RPE 10. I've discussed previously on this platform, and it's also linked at the end of the video, that we should be at RPE 7 to 8, but the workout program is much longer. Here again, the workout is short and we want to achieve superhuman strength. And RIRE again means that reps in reserve. And usually when you go reps close to failure, for instance, you might be able to do 10 push-ups, you do 7 push-ups. But in here we do 10 push-ups out of 10 push-ups. We want to achieve those gains. However, there's a small caveat here. So we talk about that, for instance, you do the push-ups. Well, we want to focus on those compound exercises, which are called bilateral exercises. We are using 2 hands. Instead of, for instance, if you do a bicep curl, you're just targeting the bicep. In a push-up, you're targeting the whole upper body, basically. However, if you're able to go above 30 repetitions, for instance, in a push-up, then you have to understand that the reps that go over 30 repetitions start to condition you more and build muscular endurance. They don't give you that hypertrophy gains that build muscle. So then you have to switch to the one-arm push-up, a unilateral exercise, and then you go reps to failure and you switch to the other side. Or for instance, the one-arm pull-up. Anyways, finally, how long should we do this? Because many times, if you are an experienced athlete or someone who does training, you do a really intense workout, right? You feel sweaty afterwards. You feel like, okay, I made a lot of work. I'm gonna get so great results. But then the next day you wake up sore and you look at yourself in the mirror and you don't feel like you made any difference. Well, here's key. Perform a great workout routine. You don't have to do the same as I'm talking about, but if you do, then stick to it at least for 1 to 3 months and take before and after pictures, and voila, you will see results. Just stick to it. And I have one question for you. So how would you define superhuman strength? It's basically a buzzword I use here, so you click the video, nice job, right? And I would say for me personally, superhuman strength means, well, I could take another buzzword in here, which we say in Finnish, Sisu, which means that you have this sort of mental and physical toughness to you that you don't give up. And I would say that's a pretty good word to describe superhuman strength. You have the physical and mental resilience, and you can also move well. You might be tough and gritty, for instance, in combat sports. But I would like to know that, how do you define it? I'm always open-minded to maybe not change my mind, but perhaps update my mindset on this regard. Okay, and we are not done yet. We still have step number 3. And do you want to further reduce your training time? Well, at least I want to do, because being a startup entrepreneur, for instance, in the Muscle Up world record journey, I had to keep my workout sessions really short. And I use something called a SuperSet. And maybe you have heard of it before. Basically what I did in the Muscle Up world record journey in the last month, I used these supersets where I did muscle ups, reps to failure. That's kind of a pull exercise. And then I went into the dips. So I did the push exercise. So there you have from the pulling, and then you have the pushing, the antagonist muscle, the opposite muscle. So here where you can think about it is kind of like, so for you, for example, you could be doing push-ups, reps to failure, and immediately you do the pull-ups, reps to failure, or the other way around, depending on how you program. The key is here that you can save a lot of time if you go straight away into the next exercise. And since the workouts are short, it's fine. You don't need that much recovery. And once you have done push-ups and pull-ups, take a short break and do another superset. This is the key to saving even more time. Okay, so those were my 3 steps on how to achieve superhuman strength. In summary, warm-ups, keep it simple, stupid. For the workouts, keep them really intense because they are very short. And also use supersets to squeeze down the time even further. I hope you found this video valuable as well as enjoyable. For me personally, well, I don't know if it was enjoyable. A little cold out there, and now we're wrapping up this video. It was a lot of fun talking about this with you. Let me know in the comment section what you thought. Smash the like button if you found it enjoyable. See you guys in the next video.